everybody, and welcome back to the lounge. Glad to be here with you guys. I hope that everybody's doing well. Okay. Hope everybody's doing well tonight, wherever you might be, whatever you might be doing. I hope that whatever it is you're doing okay. You're staying safe. And if you're in the cold side of the world right now, I hope you're staying warm because God knows it's freezing here. So, anyway, you got myself, John, as host. My wife is right there, beautiful as she always is. And then we got our other guest, Mr. Brandon uh Weak Arm. I mean Armstrong. Armstrong. Just kidding, Brandon. Brandon, how you doing, buddy?
Uh, I'm doing good. We're in the freezing cold as well as you. We've been below freezing the past few days. Thankfully, we got up above freezing.
I'm sorry. I didn't announce that Chance was here. I'm sorry. Okay, right there you are. Say hi.
So yeah, we've been just as cold as well. Luckily, we haven't been as cold as you, but we've been below freezing for 2 to 3 days.
If I could control that weather switch, Brandon, we would gladly hit that button for you and give you some of this cold
Yeah,
weather.
y'all can keep that. We don't need the cold and snow for a week at a time. I went through that 3 years ago.
That's never no fun.
No. Especially
But
when your state's not used to it.
so, yeah, I don't know. I don't like winter, but you deal with it when you get used to it after so long.
Yeah.
And you just deal with it and hope eventually that it gets over with sooner than later, right?
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
all you can do. I'm going to just stand the phone up like this for a minute. Can you still hear me okay?
I can, yeah.
Okay, I got it pointing. It's not looking at me specifically, but I got to make my coffee here. So, folks, we are here again, and we are, as we do a lot of different discussions here at the lounge. If any of my admins come in, I'd like to welcome you. I'd also like to remind people to please try to be respectful, please be polite. And, if you are a troll, then you're going to say what you're going to say and it doesn't matter. You're helping us get views, so I don't pay attention to it.
By the way, I'd like to say hi to J2NC. He's chatted in.
J2NC, hello Jay,
Mm-hmm.
good to have you. Glad you could join us. Um, this is a more touchier topic, and there's a lot of different opinions behind this topic. There's a lot. I mean, millions really. Um, there's things that we have just in the last 3 days seen interviews of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, some of the results, and I'm going to start off with, hopefully if you don't know the story, then you might want to, catch up on it and then come back and watch this when it's, playing later when it just uploads it as a regular video. But because I don't want to, waste another hour explaining everything. Long story short, Gypsy Rose Blanchard was abused by her mother. She wanted out of that lifestyle. She wanted to be able to see this guy that her mom said no. And then they planned and killed her mother. That's the quick version of it. But now Gypsy says she does not believe. How'd she word that?
She said no. She said that she asked him to kill her mother, but in Missouri, the state of Missouri does not recognize. What was it called?
Accessory to murder.
Accessory to murder.
She said that, guys. This is not made up by us. You can find it. She said that she doesn't believe in it. And then she's got the state that backs her up on that too, because they don't believe in it neither. They don't believe
It popped up into my YouTube feed the other day. It said that she had said that her boyfriend did all that stuff for her.
And let me tell you, I'm going to step away from the phone, but you should be able to hear me still. Anybody that can sit back and say, well, there's no such thing as accessory to murder, you've got to be out of your mind. You've got to be out of your mind to even think. And I don't know why the state would even dismiss or not believe in that charge. That makes no sense to me. But Gypsy, my dear, you clearly are an accessory to murders. You are an accessory to murder. Clearly.
What kind of prosecutor wouldn't go for that charge anyway? Clearly, she was an accessory.
When you are okay, what are we teaching the world with acting that way? What are we teaching the world by basically dismissing the fact that you was involved in something and more than likely planned it all out and schemed it all out from what people were saying now? There's just a whole lot of talk about this, and people are now rethinking and making new statements because it just don't add up, my friends. It doesn't add up. Yeah, you sure can. It doesn't add up to sit there and your mother was murdered, okay? And I understand that you were abused by your mother. Now I'm just talking in general term, not to that specific person. Just want to be clear about that. You murder your mother because you've been abused. It's delivering the wrong message to other people that's being abused.
Yeah, it's essentially saying if you're being abused, it's okay to commit murder.
And from what we have been seeing on interviews, now this is not us just going with whatever. What we have noticed and been seeing and been hearing, where the interview ends up just being about me, no remorse, no self pity, no none of that, other than hearing the same thing we've heard from day one when she got out, that she wants to raise awareness. You're raising awareness the wrong direction, though. You're raising awareness that, you know, if you're abused and that's the only way out, then maybe you'll get lucky and be like me and get out on parole after 8 years. That's my opinion. That's what I think. What do you think?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read this chat real quick before I offer my opinion. J2NC said basically, it basically teaches the world to commit a crime, get out on parole, and cash in on by being a celebrity.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. Oh, my dog is out of control. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that, and I do agree.
I absolutely agree.
You're right, Jay. We're delivering a new message to the world that says if you have been abused for a long time, the way the Gypsy was, that maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay.
Really not a maybe about it. It's murder. So whether you
murder is murder.
Yeah, or accessory to murder is accessory to murder. If I ask John to kill Brandon, then I'm just as much as fault as John is for killing Brandon.
That's right. I agree 100%.
Whether Brandon, screwed me up my entire life or not.
And it's no different than if
she would have told them multiple times that she got out to have sex with her boyfriend, which she had plenty of chances to get away.
Now, didn't I hear you say now they're saying that she manipulated her boyfriend to even do it? That they're saying they think she manipulated him to get
her boyfriend now has another split personality. He just talked for the first time. What was his name? Skippy?
Nick, I can't remember his last name. It was Nick something.
Yeah, but he's got another name that he identifies at.
A new personality name. You're right.
What was that?
He announced a new
It started
name,
with
you
an
guys.
S, I thought. Like, what was that?
Stevie?
Sparky.
Spark?
Spark?
Maybe it was Sparky. I can't remember what it was.
But he does have a new personality that came out in jail. I just can't remember.
I can't remember.
Okay, Jay. So Jay says she knew what she was doing. She loved Nick and just absolutely used him.
Here's my question for you guys. I understand now. Now, don't by no means think that we're saying that.
What was his last name, Brandon? Nick.
I don't remember his last name. I'd have to go look it up on YouTube.
The murder should have never happened, but this is what I'm going to say. I don't agree with the murder at all. But why is it that he's been given life in prison and she's only been given 10 years when they both was involved in the crime? Yes.
My apologies. I misread the message.
Yes, he had a knife in his hand and he did the stabbing. Yes, I understand that. But she planned it all.
She bought the knife with him.
She bought the knife with him.
Jay basically said that she never loved Nick and just basically used him to commit the murder.
They went together and they bought the knife together. So let me ask you, crowd. Let me ask you, audience. Let me ask you, Brandon. If me, you, and Amanda jumped in that Mercedes out there and went to the bank, well, let me back up. Before we left, we jumped in the car and I said, all right, here's what's going to go on, guys. We're going to drive over to the bank. I'm going in. I'm holding everybody up. I'm taking all the money and we're going.
Let's go, John.
And Amanda, I'm going to need you to drive. Be ready to run to come out. If we all go do it together, are we not all connected to that crime?
We absolutely are.
Is that going right? We are. What's the name, babe?
His name is Nicholas Godejohn. Godejohn.
Yeah, it's a weird name. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
They met on Christian Singles. Just to let you know.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
And then go and murder somebody. Listen, she and you know, take it however you want, but she's living the high life now. You know, she wrote a book, so she's making money from that. Don't tell me she's not making money. You know, she said she was on her interview and said she's got no money and she didn't make no money. That is a lie.
Oh, she's got money. She's got a car.
Chance don't agree with it. He's wearing out himself right now. He's got to get all this anger out of him.
Go bite her, Chance.
She traveled from Wisconsin to Missouri to kill Dee Dee.
Right. And even got a hotel room because they talked on the phone. He was going to get a room, stay in a room. Let me ask you this. And you can pitch in on this too, hon, if you want. But if I don't understand how she can sit there and say that, you know.
Look.
What is it?
It said, Nicholas sat in the hotel room and felt horrible about what he had done. And he couldn't stop crying.
And what I don't understand, they say that she was not in the right mind to do anything different to get out of the situation being around her mom, but you was in enough right mind stable to set up to plan a murder.
Well, see, she also put it on Dee Dee's Facebook. The BITCH is dead. Did you know that?
She clearly knew what she was doing.
If she wasn't in the right mindset to find help a different way, well, why was she in the right mindset to run away the first time and not find help the first time?
Yeah.
Not go to somebody. If she was being abused, you know, like she was, they'd have never sent her back to her mom.
Did you hear the new thing? Gypsy Rose's boyfriend looks like her mother.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up next. They're saying that
that he looks like her.
That her husband looks like her mom. So what? Watch. Now it's going to be that she was in what's it called? When you die and then you return as someone else.
Oh, reincarnation.
Yeah, reincarnation or I don't know. This is silly, but no, they said that he looks like her. That's their new thing.
Oh, come on.
I don't know, guys. And I'm not saying like, look, and Brandon, you know, and my wife knows. I'm not. I've got no hate toward anybody about any of this, but I do got to disagree. I got to disagree in it because justice cannot be served when a crime like that is committed because of somebody going through something harsh. There is an exception to the law. There is no exception to murder.
Nope.
She should have either went to prison for longer or a mental facility for longer. Why is it now today? Because it's her. I'm sure there's others that went through just as bad stuff. Was there an exception to the law for them? I'm sure that everybody that's went out there and done something horrible to somebody really didn't want to do it, but they did. But they didn't get no leniency.
Mm-mm.
So come on, America, tell me why is there leniency on this? I'm just having trouble, biting down on this. It doesn't make sense.
No, I'm gonna see if I can find that on TikTok.
She's in there looking up other stuff about it, so she'll be talking kind of back and forth to us as well. But Jay, what is your overall opinion, my friend? Let's say that we're in the courtroom right now, and Brandon, you let me know what he says because you're paying attention to the chat. Jay, what is your opinion if we was in the courtroom right now, and you was a judge, and it was found that Gypsy Rose was guilty for an accessory to murder? How long do you think she should have been in prison? Should she be out in 10 years or 8 years on parole? Should she have the right to go to social media? And I mean, it is, it is America. You have that freedom, but I don't.
He just weighed in with an opinion, John, about Nick. He basically said Nick should have a chance at parole with a stipulation that he should have a lot of mental treatment.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Because he is mental.
Mm-hmm.
He's got conditions. Was that an exception to the law? No. Sure wasn't. Sure was an exception. No exception. You murdered her. You're going to prison for the rest of your life. I don't care if you got a mental problem, Nick. We don't care. But we can put you in prison for life and make it a little easier on Gypsy. Because she's the exception to the law. I'm sorry, I don't agree with it. The more I think about it, and I don't hate Gypsy. Gypsy, you watch this. If you do, you do. But I don't hate you. I just don't understand why the law was. Why was the law gambled with? Why did we do a gamble with this case? Why was it a gamble? Why did the dice get rolled?
I think had it been any other state but Missouri, whether it be Texas, Indiana, I think there would have been no exception for her.
Tell me this. Awful funny, they let her out after 8 years, and then they say, well, as long as you leave this state and don't come back.
Who's to say she won't do it in another state?
Live like a rock star, Gypsy. I hear all your different videos in there she's playing. Live like a rock star. Enjoy your fame. Your fame from something so unfortunate. Yes, What Gypsy Rose's mom did to her is wrong in every way. But that doesn't give somebody the right to murder her and then walk away with a small charge. Come on, Brandon, weigh in on this. You know where I stand. You know I've worked in criminal stuff for a very long time. You know that I still, time to time, David have me do something, I'll do it.
Yep.
This is really hard for me.
It is hard because given what you do,
Tell you what,
you know,
she wouldn't be free in 8 years. I'll tell you that right now.
oh, I know she wouldn't have been. That's why I said a minute ago.
No.
I think had it been any other state, I don't think she would be out right now.
What about you? What do you think, babe? Do you think that if it would have been a different state, another state that she got charged in, that she'd have been getting out this early? Or do you think part of it's got to do with that state?
No, I think any.
You think any state would have let her out in 8 years?
I don't know about 8 years, but
You're beautiful. I know that. Add that to the case.
I can't read the chat messages anymore.
Let me see if I can read them.
I
Let me see.
Voiceover did something stupid on me.
Once she completes her 2 more years on parole, she can go anywhere she wants. Okay, Jay. He said shouldn't be allowed to profit from the crime in any way, but she does.
She does. That's the problem.
No. He said J and C thinks she should have got 25 to life. I think I would agree with that, Jay. I think I would agree with that, my friend. That would have been more acceptable.
Yep.
Look, I'm not saying she should have got life in prison. I get it. She went through some bad stuff. But at the same time, whenever they were getting fame, she didn't complain about that.
Of course she didn't.
Gypsy, you was in your right mind the whole time, wasn't you?
Well, yeah.
It was just a matter of fact that you got mad at your mother because maybe, even though your mother did do some stuff that, no, your mother did do some stuff she shouldn't have done to you. But you didn't like the fact that your mom was telling you what to do when you became a big girl. And it was time that you could do, you finally realized your hormones kicked in and you wanted to date. And your mom said no. And so you got mad. You got mad at your mother so bad that it was time to find a plan.
Okay, now I can read the messages again. Yeah, Jay, I agree with you. She shouldn't be allowed to go on all these talk shows.
Yeah, she made money off of killing her mom.
Exactly.
I got to ask you, if there's one question that I could ask her, it'd be this. How does it make you feel to know that you're now living off of blood money? You're making money off the death of your mother. The wound that gave you life. And now you're making money off of it.
I think you could get her to, honestly, John, to legit, given that I've seen you do this multiple times, I think you could get her to answer that question in less than 5 minutes.
I would love to have an interview with her on this channel. But I'd say after seeing this live stream, seeing how we don't agree with things, she probably won't do that.
Mm-mm.
But no one said nothing bad about her as a person. Just as a case. So, obviously, if someone wants to have an interview that has a different opinion than what she's got, I don't know that she would go for that interview. But if she ever wanted to, I would put her on the show right here and I would ask her the questions.
Yeah, I agree with that, Jay. If she wanted to really raise awareness of the problem, she should donate all the money she gets to victims of Munchausen by proxy.
There you go. Yeah, Gypsy. Donate all that money to others that suffer from Munchausen.
It's a hard word.
Munchausers. Donate that money. Don't go and have a $100 meal off of it. Don't go and buy yourself a new car off of it. By the way, she does have a new car. Don't buy yourself a new home off of it. But instead, donate it to help with the studies and the research behind munch allergy.
Is it bedtime? I'm not tired.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be a better way to raise awareness.
What is it? You want to say hi? You want to say hi?
No new chats yet.
You gonna say hi? He's looking at him. The dog's looking at the screen.
My legs are freaking burning.
You want to go ahead and get some medicine, or you want to wait? Actually, you can go ahead. And, you want to take the one like I gave you earlier, the one that we both take.
Not yet.
Okay. Okay. Get down, you freaking rabbit! You're not a rabbit. You're a dog. You sure can, honey. I want you to buy me 20 pounds of Reese cups.
Give me some of those Reese's cups.
Actually, buy me 20 pounds of Hershey bars.
Oh, heck yeah.
Hey, could you imagine a Hershey bar the size of a automobile?
Dude, that would be nuts. I've had a Hershey bar that's literally 2 pounds.
I'm waiting for your Tommy Hilfiger outfit.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till I get that. I got a new outfit coming that she got me. Tommy Hilfiger. It's all white.
Oh yeah, that's a nice brand.
Yeah, man. Hey, if y'all want to see something cool, those of you that might be watching the lounge here, you can also find us on the good old TikTok. Go to Amanda and John on TikTok. Amanda and John 2023. Follow us there. We need more followers. Jay, you should come and follow us on TikTok too, my friend. Help spread the love. We're trying to get to 1,000 viewers or followers so we can go live on there too. But it's not easy. I'm disappointed, Gypsy.
Okay, Josh weighed in and said the law played the symphony card, and all it is a cash grab now.
The law played the sympathy card, and now it's just a cash grab, is what Josh says. Well, I think they definitely did play the sympathy card, but I think there was
Sorry.
I don't think there was that much sympathy because
I
there
don't
was
either.
sympathy on Nick. They gave sympathy to her, yes. You're right.
Yeah, he was saying the fan page is a testament to that. Brainwashed fans are like sheep giving her money.
Hold on, does she have a fan page?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Can't be ashamed of something that you did because you.
But I guess you can't be ashamed of something you did, like Amanda said, when you planned it. Right, Gypsy?
No, I know I was babysitting my kid.
And now here you are, pregnant, supposedly.
No, she was caught buying outfits. That doesn't mean she's pregnant.
Oh, okay. Okay, well,
I was
good.
going to say I didn't hear anything about she being pregnant.
You know, I
She
think
was caught buying baby outfits.
she was caught buying baby outfits. But maybe she bought one of them babies, them real babies. Or what are they called?
Yeah, but
Oh yeah.
she's not going to do that to her own kid.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't click until you have possession of something you want to control.
Right. What happens when you got to deal with a very emotional situation when maybe you got a kid that's constantly screaming at you and screaming at you and screaming because they got colic or they got a bellyache or they're upset with you? What happens, Gypsy, when they keep screaming and screaming? I got a question for you. Is that going to push you across the line? Are you going to feel like there's no exit? Are you going to feel like you had no other way to handle it? Them are questions that people have to ask. Because
and they should ask them.
And that's what you did with your mother, right, Gypsy? You got mad.
Yeah.
You got mad because you didn't get your way about having your boyfriend. And the only way to have your boyfriend freely was to do what you did. Right? That's the reality of it. And now you're making money off of it. So that must make you feel pretty good. Pretty good. I don't agree with it, folks. I don't agree with what her mother did to her neither. So I don't want to hear someone say, well, why would you agree with what her mother did to her? Blah, 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 blah. Don't be stupid because we don't agree with that either. Gypsy should have never been abused. She should have never been treated the way she was treated. She should never went through the things she went through. Supposedly even sexual assault. I don't know if they got proof on that one, but that's what Gypsy says, right, Gypsy? So what you say is what it is. And if you did, then that's horrible. I just can't believe all of it because did they have facts behind that one, or was that just another story for another show, for another dollar, for another fan page?
That's an interesting point that Jay brought up. He said Manson never really committed murder, but he manipulated people into committing the murders, but yet he gets life without parole and gets denied every time he's up for parole.
Very good point, Jay. I'm going to have to give you 50 points on that one. Did you hear what he said, hon?
Yeah.
About Manson?
Yeah.
Good point. Can somebody answer that one? You know, it comes down to one fact.
I know, baby.
When the law is in control of the law can change the law. And when
Mm-hmm.
the control of the law and they want to be lenient on the law, they can do that because they're the law. They're allowed to do that.
Freeze-dried oatmeal cream pies.
Oh my gosh, that sounds good. Freeze-dried oatmeal pies sounds pretty good, actually.
That does sound pretty good.
I'm addicted to
If we took her out of court and put her in front of the community and we had the choice on what would happen, does anybody think she would actually got only 8 years? I don't.
I highly don't think so.
And those that want to, continue to stream things in protecting her, go ahead. Because you're clearly just a fan and not somebody that sees the real justice.
You know how you like Hershey's?
Yeah.
That birthday cake, salted caramel, chocolate, hazelnut, strawberry cream pie.
What the?
Cookies mint.
Ooh.
Are these different coffees or what?
No. It's, what is it?
Hershey's exotic.
Oh, it's actual. But it's not freeze dried?
No, it's just candy bars.
Ooh, it sounds good though. You should
That
order
just sounds really good.
I don't know. I've never been stumped with a case. Okay? Now, I'm not bragging. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but I've never been stumped with a case.
You're cuter than everybody.
What's that?
I said you're cuter than anybody.
Thank you, honey. I love you too, and you're sexier than everybody. But this case has got me stumped. Tell you what, I see problems with that state in the future. There's going to be more cases where people do something very similar.
Oh, I see a ton of problems.
Right.
And the lawyers are going to shout.
Well, the problem is since she went free, well, she didn't go free. Since she only spent, 8 years in jail, now everybody's going to be like, well.
Yeah, and their lawyers are going to shout out the, state versus Gypsy Rose Blanchard 2024. 2023.
I don't know, Jay. Jay pointed out, he said the court didn't see how manipulative she was. All they saw was a scared young girl who didn't have a way out.
That's all they did say.
Yeah.
But we also got to remember it was the jury that got to decide,
Right.
right? So if the only thing that got put in front of the jury was all the horrible things that she went through, besides the part where he was, being charged too, then how can the jury have a different decision when the most that's put in front of her is all the bad things that happened to her?
Exactly. As you say all the time in court cases, the prosecutors don't get to decide. It's the jury that gets to decide the guilt or innocence.
There was too much sympathy for her, and it was all thrown at the jury so they would feel remorse for her.
Mm-hmm.
They would feel sad for her. So they would feel anger at the mother for what she did to her. But guys, can we stop for a minute? She was murdered. Murder. Because I'm a bad person, does that mean that if you do something that bad, the only answer is we got to look at what happened to the child?
Moving my shit.
So, Josh, I'm with you on that. The sympathy part went way too deep, and that's what the jury. Look, the jury is like. Listen, the jury, they're in a fish tank, and the only thing they're going to bite on is what you throw in the water. That's the only thing they got to bite on. Is the bait thrown in the water? Okay. So, here's what I want from you all. I want you to leave your comments. Tell us what you think. Please be respectful. Trolls, keep doing what you're doing because you're getting us more views. We love you. We love everything about you. Even your beautiful title, Trolls, with a capital T. Anyways, Jay, I appreciate you streaming in with us, connecting to us, and giving us more to the discussion. I enjoyed it. Brandon, I appreciate you,
Glad to
John,
be here.
as always, giving your thoughts on it. Folks, I guess at the end of the day, before I go, this is what I got to say. We live in America where we have all kinds of rights. And the only time that the legal system is going to get any better is when we stop finding exceptions to justice. It's an
Yep.
exception to justice. I say that very, hold on. I say that very carefully, but it is what it is. Gypsy Rose was an accessory to murder. She was an exception to the law, and she got what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
While Nick sits in prison for the rest of his life when he needs treatment.
You got the death penalty, didn't you?
I don't think he got the death penalty, did he? He got life in.
No, he got life in prison.
Yeah, he got life in prison. It ain't right what Nick did, but I think he should have went to a mental institution to get the guy some help. Hey, by the way, before I hit this button, remember he was also abused when he was a child.
Yep.
Where'd the exception for that go?
And I got a great case for the next one we want to do.
If it's about you losing your shoes and socks, Brandon, there's no hope for that one.
No, it's not about me losing anything. It's about a guy from this state actually who started the Halloween poison candy legend named Ronald Clark O'Brien
Okay.
because he basically poisoned his 8-year-old son with pixie sticks on
Well,
Halloween.
We'll do the research on that, and we'll make it our next case. Folks,
I think it's a fascinating case.
Being here at the lounge, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the interaction with you guys. Jay, thanks for joining us, my friend. I've seen you around before, I do believe. And it's cool to see some of the old school come back and chip in their thoughts. Josh, Brandon, I'll be in touch with you guys very soon. Y'all be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, if you're not subscribed to the channel, just click on that subscribe button. Set your notifications to always so that you're notified each and every single time that justice has been let down. I mean that you know that you want to get notified every time we publish a new video. Sorry about that. Until next time, Gypsy, keep on rocking with that fan page, girl. You got it all figured out. At least you think you do.